Hi guys, it's Marc Zicree of Space Command, also known as Mr. Sci-Fi. So I wanted to give you an update about where we are right now with Space Command and what's happening. So this, of course, is our studio and our sets, and what we're basically going to be doing is we're getting ready to shoot the second film. But we are breaking these sets down. We're going to be relocating them and finding a home that allows even greater possibility. So I wanted to kind of show you these sets, talk about where we're going. We're in post on the first film. It's going great. The rough cut is refined. We'll have that new rough cut done in the next week or two, and we're starting to generate visual effects shots. We have people in Italy and Spain and here doing trailers, all sorts of stuff, and shots for the film. We're going to be doing another crowdfunding campaign for post. This month, Profiles in History is auctioning some of my collection again to create wonderful sequences that we can do in the first film. Lots to talk about, lots to do, but I just wanted to kind of give you a little show of some of these sets, what we're doing. This set has been redressed to be the cargo ship in the second film, Forgiveness, and I'll show you little bits and pieces of what we're up to. One of the great things about Space Command is that for me this has been an amazing project where I've just thrown myself into the deep end, swung for my life, and learned enormous things as I've gone, and gathered together a team of wonderful backers, wonderful collaborators and compatriots. There's thousands of people who are making Space Command happen. And it's even fun redressing sets, all of this, sleight of hand, where you take one thing, you turn it into another thing, you turn it upside down and it's a third thing. Really, really fun. And so for Forgiveness, we'll be shooting on a lot of these sets, and then we'll retool it again for Great Solar War, and then again for Empire, and then again for Harvester, and then again for all the Space Command films to come. There'll be a lot that we'll be talking about in the days to come. I'm talking with a lot of our Space Command actors. I'm busily rewriting the scripts and getting them ready to shoot. We're about to roll out 6 teaser trailers for all the films. There'll be a lot of things for you guys to see and delight in the next few days and weeks and months. In our first Space Command film, particularly with the Paladin, we set a certain Space Command aesthetic of how that Space Command future would look, and it's very 1950s retro with an eye toward the future. But as we continue in our Space Command universe, of course, not everyone is going to have that same visual aesthetic. Many of you know that the Ima ship, the alien ship, in our first film has an aesthetic patterned after the famous Spanish architect Gaudi. Now, additionally, in the second Space Command film, we find a cargo ship that where some people have gone missing and some terrible things have happened, and that's of course a much more used universe kind of aesthetic. So this is part of that ship where it's going to look like just thrown together, kludged together, something that no one would really want to be spending much time in, and so we'll be visiting some of this as part of that adventure. Well, now, also one of the fun parts about making movies is that you take little bits and pieces and reuse them and change them and do all sorts of things. So my friend Greg Jean gave me this dome here, which is actually part of V'ger in Star Trek: The Motion Picture. So we use it in our first Space Command movie in a different purpose, and then use it here for this. And again, this is going to be very redressed and very changed around, but in Space Command, you never know what you'll find when you turn a corner. Now, of course, as we're building things are not completed. They're in states of being readied. But our cave set has seen a great amount of use over the course of Space Command, because of course, as we're colonizing the solar system and going out to the stars, you're going to be digging out tunnels on Mars and Ceres, etc. So this is our cave set, and it's seen many, many usages. Right now it's rather torn up and battered, but when we're shooting again, it'll be extremely cleaned up and made to look extremely, extremely cool. But when you're shooting, you find that something like a cave set, as Star Trek found, it comes in handy over and over and over again. And maybe a hoarder will turn up here at some point, and we'll get to have McCoy say, "I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer." But we'll see about that. Well, when I was a kid, 2001 was my favorite film of all time, and The Corridor in 2001 was just someplace I wanted to spend all my time. And now here I am, in Space Command with my own corridor. And now we're going to be breaking this down, shipping it to a larger, more wonderful space. We're building out, because just as the universe is expanding, the Space Command universe is expanding too, and we need more elbow room to build our sets to make films 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and onward.
You have to have something to believe in.
And of course, all of you know that we want Space Command to be its own series, and very soon, as we have the refined rough cut, as we have finished visual effects sequences, we're going to be going to networks, internet platforms, to see about making Space Command a series for all of us to share. I've been talking to my friends like Glenn Mazzara, who ran Walking Dead, and the new show Damien. I'm in contact with a lot of my friends, Michael Nankin from Battlestar Galactica and Defiance, on and on. Many of my friends are very supportive of what we're doing. Mark Fergus of The Expanse. They want to help us make this a show, make this a reality, even more so. So I want to thank all of you for buying shares, for letting us shoot, for letting us show very concretely what we have in mind, for helping us finish the first film. As I mentioned, we'll have a new crowdfunding campaign very soon. I'll tell you all about that in the near future. But I appreciate everything all of you have done, whether working on cast, crew, building these sets, putting money in, all of the things you've all done. That's why we're here. That's why the dream is continuing. Elaine is home right now working on the footage. Tomorrow we're sitting down with our editor, Dave Edison, continuing through the cut. And then we'll show it to our team, we'll refine it, we'll slug in the VFX sequences, off we go into our wonderful universe. So until next time, it's Marc Zicree of Space Command, Marc Zicree, Mr. Sci-Fi, saying thanks so much for everything you do, and we'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye.